Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, April 17, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Chase Green, Mr. WICKEDEE national athletes and sitting APNU councillor team up with PPP for LGE. Give us a chance, JAGDEO urges Georgetown citizens to vote PPP at LGE. Independents, small parties aim to secure seats in LGE 2023. Over 1,000 troops for TRADEWINDS 2023, oil spill response added to agenda, and SAMVILLE village to be significantly upgraded, says MCCOY. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast with our coverage of local government elections for Nomination Day, where we witnessed many new faces joining ranks with the People's Progressive Party in a bid to take control of Georgetown at the upcoming polls. From former PNC Mayor Patricia Chase Green to a sitting APNU councillor, a number of national athletes, and popular personalities, the PPP is confident of its ambitious plan to win the votes of the citizens of the capital city. Gerald Bryan reports.
Former Mayor Patricia Chase Green, sitting APNU councillor Tritricia Richards, and popular Alboystown entertainer Malcolm Ferreira, popularly known as Mr. WICKEDEE, are among the new personalities who have gone over to the People's Progressive Party Civic as the party vies to take control of Georgetown at the local government polls. They were among the large crowd of PPPC members and candidates who arrived at the Critchlow Labour College today to submit the party's candidate list to contest local government elections. Both Chase Green and Richards were once members of APNU on the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, while Ferreira was an independent councillor. Chase Green had this to say about her candidacy.
Just submitted a winning list for Georgetown, and we look forward to full progress, unity, peace, togetherness, development of this.
Meanwhile, Ferreira made it clear that he was with the PPPC because of his confidence in their plan for the city.
The government invested a lot of money in infrastructure, right? And so that gave me an indication that persons were willing to work with others. And so here I am. I run independent, so this is no switch of any sort. This is me from an independent joining a party, and which I believe everyone should be afforded such a right and is afforded such a right. So this is no switch jumping anyway. Had I not been open to working with anyone, I would not have been here with the PPP. And had the PPP not been open to working with others, I would not have been here.
In an interview with this newscast, sitting APNU councillor Richards said that her decision to join PPPC stems from her lack of confidence in her former party.
And the PPP is all about development and progress, and I want my constituency to be a part of that. So that's why I have to go with them.
PPPC General Secretary and Vice President JAGDEO meanwhile noted that the presence of former APNU AFC members in his party's ranks signals the diverse support the party has.
I think they believe that we're the only party that can take Guyana forward, and we have a plan for the city. As I said before, APNU has been in charge of the city for 57 years since independence. And it's time that we get a chance to show the people of Guyana, particularly the residents of the city, what we can do. And we focus on development.
Other notable personalities appearing with the PPPC were former national cricketer and businessman Stephen Jacobs, national footballer Jeremy Garrett, and social media content creator Selfie Boss. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
With over 2,000 candidates and over 26,000 backers, the People's Progressive Party Civic is contesting local government elections in all available constituencies. When it comes to Georgetown, Vice President and PPPC General Secretary JAGDEO has a message for voters. Give the party a chance to govern the city properly. Here's what he and others had to say.
Here in the city, APNU has controlled Georgetown for 57 years since independence. The PPP has never had a chance to run the city. We've had a chance to come into office and change the face of our country. Today, more people are getting access to jobs and education and health care, and we're focusing on developing communities right across Guyana. And every time we've been in office, our country has moved forward. They can't claim the same thing. But we've never had a chance to run the city and show that the same things that we have done at the national level, we can do for the citizens of Georgetown. And we are saying, give to the residents of Georgetown, give us a chance this time. 2023, give us a chance here. For too long, you've heard APNU's propaganda. They've done practically nothing to change the lives of people in the city. We in the central government, we fix every road in the city. We take care of drainage. We take care of garbage collection, all responsibilities of the city council. Just imagine if we didn't do that, what would have happened? And every cent that we transfer to the city hall, they find a way to spend it on themselves and not development. Well, we want a team in there, your team, the team that we have chosen, that will focus on helping the residents of this city wherever they live in all corners of the city. I just want to say to all the naysayers, because there be many of them, they like to run down and disparage people, particularly Afro-Guyanese who have come to the PPP. They have all sorts of names to call them. Well, this is a free country, and we have free people in this country who can make choices. This is not the long years ago when you can tell people all the lies in the community and allow it to go uncontested. Now people see for themselves, and they're smart enough to make choices. And today, you have had a number of people who were campaigning with APNU who have crossed over to us, and we welcome them because this party believes in embracing people of every race. Whichever party you supported in the past doesn't matter. If you believe in development in our country, then your place is in the People's Progressive Party.
We are committed to a unified purpose, and that unified purpose is to bring prosperity to every single home here in Guyana. So we're gonna come with you community by community in every single town, because our message is the same message all across the country. And that is a message that keeps the people at the center of the purpose. And once we keep people at the center of the purpose, we will be able to demonstrate to all of Guyana that the People's Progressive Party civic only commitment is to the people of this country, to the development of this country, to the advancement of this country. To all the new faces who have joined us, that we welcome you with open arms and with love. And you are part of a movement that is committed to national development. You are part of a movement that is committed to the upliftment of every single Guyanese. The General Secretary was just showing me on social media the propagandists and intellectual authors. They've already started trying to discredit you, trying to make you feel insecure. But your only message to them must be that you have taken a stand, and that stand is the interest of your communities, the interest of Guyana, the interest of your fellow Guyanese. And in that stand, you cannot lose. In that stand for Guyana, in that stand for each other, in that stand in unity, in that stand in togetherness, we will never lose. Guyana will never lose.
Boots on the ground continues to be the thing that wins the election. I think in 2018 we were a bit complacent in certain constituencies. We thought we had it and we failed to do all the necessary groundwork. We learned from that, and so this time around, boots on the ground in every constituency, every door, every corner we're knocking at this time around. That is what wins the election. Being in contact with the voters, giving them hope, giving them the hope that the party that you're asking them to support is capable of representing them and representing them well. We're going with the intentions of making the council financially viable through venturing into some financial projects of its own.
Meanwhile, today's nomination day saw a variety of independent groups and smaller parties who submitted candidate lists for local government elections. Gerald Bryan caught up with several who were vying for positions on the Georgetown Mayor and City Council. Here are the details.
We've come up with the Independent Citizens for Progress, and this is a totally independent group. We're not even registered as a political party. We're not affiliated to any political party. We're just a group of independent-minded thinking people that has come together to work on making changes to Georgetown. We've been independent for more than 50 years, and we continue to see nothing happening for the city. So it's best we just make a change and take it from there.
Which constituency are you running for?
If you ask me, I'm running for constituency 14, but we are contesting in 11 constituencies. Out of the 15, we're contesting in 11, but we've got representatives, PR representative in every constituency.
In general, we are accustomed to, in general election, we are accustomed to the PPP and the opposition side, APNU or AFC. Give the smaller parties a chance in the local government elections. The big parties are already there in Parliament and on the government side. So give the smaller parties an opportunity, small individual candidates an opportunity. My constituency, constituency one of Kingston, where I've been living here for 28 years. I plan to develop our community. There's always an issue with cleanliness and so on, with any surrounding areas in Georgetown and so on. I have some plans that, as it relates to actual development to them, but I don't like what's happening right now with the city council. So I plan to put it out there with the council.
The last local government I only get 3 or 4 votes as a single candidate. The one before I got 18. Hoping to do better this time.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna keep increasing until you get there.
I don't know if I could be mayor.
Oh, okay.
But I got the RDC, right? And they control the municipality and the constituency.
Do you think your age will play an advantage or disadvantage for you in this election as you look to garner votes?
No, age ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just candidacy, right? And the amount of persons that will vote for you.
Meanwhile, Gregory Fraser, who is seeking to represent constituency 8, Stabrook Wortmanville Working Russ, also made a showing. U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Sarah Ann Lynch was present on nomination day to observe the activities. According to her, the process was very well run. She also confirmed that her embassy has been invited to observe proceedings.
It was very nice of GCOM to invite us to observe the process. Nomination day, is an important day here in Guyana. Local elections are very important, so it was wonderful to be here today.
Would your embassy be applying for observer status?
We've already been told that we could observe the June 12th election, so we hope to do so around the country. Local governance is foundational to a well-functioning democracy, of course, so we do find this to be a very important occasion. Happy to support the process.
Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael joins us now to report that a sitting APNU councillor is now a candidate for the People's Progressive Party, representing the same constituency in New Amsterdam. This is as the PPP seeks to take control of the country's oldest town at the upcoming local government elections. The PPP is the only party which has submitted names to contest in every constituency across Region 6.
Ethan van der Stoep, who is a sitting APNU councillor on the New Amsterdam Town Council, is now a candidate for the PPP at the upcoming local government elections. There are 18 NDCs in 3 municipalities in the East Berbice Quarantine region. 2 of the municipalities are controlled by the PPP. APNU controls 2 of the 18 NDCs and the PPP 15. The Platanka-Cottbrodt NDC is split with both parties equally sharing the seats. The PPP is hoping to win New Amsterdam. Head of the candidate list, Philip Rose, says the party's goal is to fast-track development in the country's oldest town, while Javon Stevens, the agent for APNU, says the party will continue to dominate the New Amsterdam municipality, but hopes this time around they will get more support from the government.
We're here this morning already to present the winning list for LG 2023 in New Amsterdam.
What can persons look forward to on the APNU-led municipality?
On the APNU, we want to continue the progress we have started a number of years. when APNU went into government in 2015, we started an project in New Amsterdam that unfortunately was able to continue or see through. But with the new elected members, the fresh faces, looking at new ideas come to the municipality, and we want to have a mantra of inclusion to ensure everyone in New Amsterdam benefits from the services provided in New Amsterdam. And we also want to challenge central government to do not play politics with New Amsterdam. Now, if you keep withholding our subvention, etc., we cannot do what we want to do.
The present council, they do not have persons on the ground, but we would have persons on the ground working with them, and we are not looking to raise votes. We are looking for people across the board. There are a number of persons who did not vote the last time, and we're trying to capture them because people were kind of distraught about the council's behavior, the garbage, the drainage, the overgrown bushes left unattended. And what we are looking, we're going to change that. We're going to work with our people and let them know that the principle involved is that whatever we promise to people, we will fulfill it. The other thing that I want to make clear, that we'll be working with the government to make sure these things happen.
In New Amsterdam, 2 individuals are contesting the elections independently. Meanwhile, APNU will be fully contesting the municipalities of Corriverton and Rose Hall Town, where the PPP says it is seeking to increase the number of seats they occupy. However, APNU will not be contesting in every NDC as a party in the region. In some instances, groups or private citizens will be representing the party, but only in some of the constituencies. Christian Dyke Garib is an individual candidate contesting in the Canefield Enterprise NDC.
I was an APNU supporter, but I decided to do my own something with the grace of God to see how much strength I have and what can I do for my community. Also the other community in Kanji. We have a lot of single parents, and speaking to you as a widow, we have a lot of widows who do not have assistance, and young girls, boys also. I'm looking at the men and the women.
While the PPP says it has submitted list to fully contest in every constituency in all the 18 NDCs and 3 municipalities in Region 6, APNU is only contesting in areas it feels it has a strong chance of winning. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
It's the big taste you love. Devon Big Six for when you want more. Devon Big Six, the biggest 6 in Guyana. More chocolate, more custard, more value. Devon Big Six. Put a smile on your face.
Thousands of persons in hinterland communities are now receiving 24-hour access to treated water for the first time. They are enjoying the benefits of new wells and water supply systems in their communities. Having better quality water for everyday use translates to an improved quality of life. It is projects like these that Guyana's oil revenues are supporting, with over $120 billion withdrawn from the Natural Resource Fund to improve the lives of Guyanese.
Place your bets during the matches and win up to $3 million per coupon with live betting. Check out all the different matches and bet types at www.superbet.gy. Superbet, your best bet. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. More than 1,000 troops are set to arrive for TRADEWINDS 2023, an exercise which will see Guyana being better prepared to counter regional and security threats. Rupasina Ryan reports that this year, disaster response, humanitarian assistance, and regional training capacity will also be bolstered.
It is the third year Guyana is hosting TRADEWINDS, a U.S. Southcom-sponsored exercise aiming to increase regional training capacity and the readiness of all participating forces. As of now, 17 countries have confirmed participation this year, with 3 allied nations and organizations such as CARICOM, the Regional Security System (RSS), the Implementation Agency for Crime and Security (IMPACS), and the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency (SEDIMA). Guyana Defense Force Representative Major Jamie Castello shared during a press conference on Monday that 2 new operations were added to this year's edition.
We anticipate that it will have more than 1,000 troops involving Guyanese and all the partner nations that Major Leger mentioned, and Guyana stands to have the largest contingent to benefit from that training as well too. What makes TRADEWINDS 2023 different is that we are doing the same traditional security type training as well as incorporating 2 humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations, one being an oil spill scenario that is being led by the Civil Defense Commission, and a flooding scenario in Kokwani area.
Meanwhile, U.S. Major Benjamin Leger shared that this support is designed to expand the region's capability to mitigate, plan for, and respond to crises, as well as eliminate threats.
The TRADEWINDS 23 scenarios include counter-terrorist criminal organizations, or TCOs, violent extremist organizations, or VEOs, to increase the interoperability and help finalize the Caribbean community's SOPs, enhance regional collaboration and stability, and increase response effectiveness to security threats common to the region.
Rupasina Ryan, The Evening News.
Works are progressing on the beautification of the Kingston Seawall, a project being undertaken by the Office of the First Lady in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Works. Among other things, the upgrades include the installation of seats in the bandstand area, light poles, paved walkways, and safety rails along the jetty. Public Works Minister Juan Edgil recently provided an update on this project. Here's what he had to say.
We have been able to get the various booths established. We are now getting completed the restaurant, that is about 30% complete. The seawall bandstand, which is a historic site, might be probably under the National Trust. We've been able to get sections of it that was removed by people who sell scrap iron or trade in that area, because several components were removed. We've had to get them rehabilitated and refurbished. We have been able to put in place, which is to be operationalized very soon, a stationary booth for police presence. So in collaboration with the Commissioner of Police, an outpost will be established there. All of the facilities for the outpost is already in place. That area is supposed to also have free Wi-Fi. While we beautify, while we put in place facilities, I think we need to bring citizens along into creating that culture. Your KFC box, your Church's chicken box, your, what's the name of the other one? Popeyes and so on. Must not be left on the seawall or thrown on the ground, but we must be able to get them into the garbage containers or receptacles that are there and for removal. So we have to be able to keep the area in good shape.
The community of SAMVILLE, located on the Suzdijk-Linden Highway, will soon see major upgrades to its infrastructure in the near future, according to Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister, Kwame McCoy. More in this Tasia Dickinson report.
During a walk around the community of SAMVILLE on Saturday, Minister Kwame McCoy engaged with several residents who shared their concerns about the current state of infrastructure within the village. During a telephone interview with the Evening News on Sunday, Minister McCoy shared that commitments for upgrades were made to residents by President Dr. Irfan Ali during his last visit to the neighboring community of Kurukuru, many of which are already in the implementation phase.
The last occasion on the highway in Kurukuru specifically, he had made certain commitments, and those commitments have already began to take shape and to be and are on the way towards implementation. One of it was to examine the situation with SAMVILLE. The President's office had the GPL team going there along with Lands and Survey to do an assessment of for the purposes of treating with the electricity issue in that community. And so you will see steps being unfolded over time to be able to have those that commitment fulfilled as was the commitment of the President.
McCoy added that roads are expected to soon begin as projects are supposedly in the tender process. He further shared that on the matter of electricity, he will be continuously following up with GPL until progress is made.
We should have some roads being done in the community, and those, of course, goes to a plus to the community and adds to the community assets.
SAMVILLE is a small, underdeveloped community consisting of an average of 400 persons. The community, however, received electricity in early 2015, not by integration into the national grid, but via the provision of solar panels by the PPPC administration. Before that, some residents were relying on lamps as their primary source of light at the time, while others were fortunate to have generators. Tasia Dickinson for the Evening News.
A man is now dead after being electrocuted while changing a utility pole for GTT. The incident took place on Saturday on the quarantine. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael has the details.
Dead is 27-year-old Michael Anthony Benjamin of Lot 6, Dukestown, Riverton, Berbice. The freak accident which occurred on Saturday along the quarantine also resulted in 38-year-old Odell Kite being injured. Reports are that Benjamin was operating a truck which has a hydraulic lift that would lift the post in upright position while Kyle would assist in guiding the post to the area of erection. According to the police, on Saturday, while operating at number 52 Village Middlewalk Dam, Benjamin was operating the hydraulic lift and Kite was holding the post, centering it in the hole. Due to a sudden movement that caused the post to accidentally touch the Guyana Power and Light GPL electric wire, Kyle's body immediately started to vibrate and he let go of the post. When Kyle went to check on Benjamin, he saw him lying motionless on the ground next to the hydraulic lift. However, a source close to the Trinidadian firm which was contracted to plant the pole for GT&T said a heavy wind shook the 69 kV power line, bringing it about 1 foot away from the pole, which resulted in a live feed being transmitted through the pole. The now dead man's mother told the Evening News that he recently had an accident and as a result there was a steel plate in his foot. When the Evening News visited the scene on Saturday, the post which they were trying to plant was still lying on the ground.
We went on the window yesterday, and when we watched me, the man I said, I can see you go on here, right? When we watch me see what Malay don't come there, so when we come out, the man said, the man I walk a lever there, that lever fan, send on the post, and the thing jam the wire tap. Iron, jam the wire tap. The thing going down, like, you don't shock the man if I fall along there.
And he moved when he fall down?
No, the man make no move on them thing.
Benjamin had been working with a private contractor for the past 6 years and was considered the most safety conscious. He was the foreman of the gang. Wanda Benjamin said she spent several hours talking to her son before he died. The woman, who operates as a domestic help in Suriname, said she came home on Friday to visit her children and returned on Saturday, but before she could arrive at her Suriname home, she heard of his demise.
He said, Mommy, watch how long you put in for land. Since 2002, you did not get none. You go back again, you put in, you did not get none. I said, all right, son. He said, Mommy, when you come back from Suriname, you're going to go down to town in the land office. If they can give you, I'm going to work more hard to buy a land for you. I said, okay, son. 3 o'clock in the morning, we get up and we sit down, we laughing and we talking and laughing until 5:30. So he said, Mommy, time to you go back to Suriname. I said, yes, son. So now when I go, he carry my load down, put me in a car. I go to the back track and I catch the boat. While I going, I meet around about 2:30 in Parmapo. I still in the bus and I have a phone call. My daughter called me and she crying. So now when she crying, I asked her if she husband beat she. She said I should keep on telling me, Michael. I said, what happened to Michael? Mommy, Michael, 10.
According to a source close to the firm, which was subcontracted to plant the poles for GT&T, the men had moments before completed planting one pole next to the 69 kV power line and were about to plant the second when the incident occurred. The source said no request was made to GPL to take off the power. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
A presidential guard who was speeding while attempting to overtake several vehicles at Coverden, East Bank, Demerara, died on Sunday morning after he crashed into a utility pole, having lost control of the Land Cruiser he was driving. Dead is 24-year-old Police Corporal Avandel Kevin Narain. The young presidential guard was attached to Castellani House. Reports are that Narain was driving a silver gray Land Cruiser Jeep owned by Antar Narain of Alma Avenue, Prashad Nagar, Georgetown. Corporal Narain was behind the wheel with 3 other passengers in the car at the time of the accident. When the victims were taken to the hospital, Narain was pronounced dead on arrival. A truck driver was on Saturday night stabbed to death during a robbery at Eccles Dumpsite Road, East Bank, Demerara. Dead is 45-year-old Kerry Sears. Reports are that at about 21:45 hours, the driver along with 4 others were attacked by motorcycle bandits who were armed with knives and a gun. Reports are that Sears was on his way back to his company's parking lot at Herstelling, East Bank, Demerara, when he stopped on the Eccles Dumpsite Road to converse with another canter driver and porters. The driver said they all exited their canters and were conversing on the roadway when 4 bandits rode up on 2 motorcycles. During the incident, a 22-year-old porter of industrial site Eccles was robbed of 1 cellular phone valued at $25,000 and $16,000, while a 19-year-old worker who was also from industrial site was robbed of 1 cellular phone valued at $30,000 and 1 silver band valued at $5,000. The confrontation allegedly escalated, resulting in Sears being stabbed in the chest by one of the perpetrators. In a bid to escape from the bandits, Sears fled through a street on the northern side of Dumpsite Road, where he collapsed and died. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, April 18th at 3:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, April 18th at 15:20 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Republic Bank CPL 2023 fixtures confirmed, and Chase Carmel in thrillers to book Milo semifinal spots. Details of these stories and more in this broadcast, sponsored by McCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
John Lewis Styles has opened a new department, now offering home goods. Here you can find quality sheets and towels, pillows, blankets, and even bath mats and shower curtains. Organize your laundry with clothes baskets, fabric steamers, irons, and ironing boards. For the kitchen we have small appliances, towels and mittens, pot sets and dinner sets too. Decorate the house with mirrors, picture frames, floating shelves, and decorative pillows. All these and more on Waterloo Street. It's fashion for the home. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Mechanics, Sylvie's has all the equipment you need to make your job easier and your business profitable. Visit our 31 High and Hatfield Street store and choose from our wide array of shop presses, engine hoists, oil drain pans, parts washers, jack stands, bottle and floor jacks, hand tools, and much more. Can't make it to the store? Shop online at sylviesonline.com and have it delivered. Call or WhatsApp 623-7755 for more info.